Hi guys, hope you're all well. I wanted to jump on here and talk about the creative process. There's actually 5 stages in the creative process, with the first being the preparation stage. Some people also refer it to as the idea generation stage, and it's all about learning. Essentially, it's like mixing the ingredients of a cake. You're going to mix up the very specifics of your idea or your genre, should we say, the non-specifics, and combine them with your past experience and past knowledge. This should all lead to inspiration to create those ideas. So if you're looking at specificity, if I can say that properly, or specifics, and you're thinking about art, go to many art galleries, absorb all different kinds of art. Music, absorb all kinds of different music. Advertising campaigns, look at advertising campaigns you've seen in the past or new upcoming advertising campaigns. If you're non-specific, go and see a wide variety of different things. Absorb yourself in everything. Be passionate about being different. Go to theatre, go to see music concerts. Absorb yourself in many things and then combine them with past experience and past knowledge. Be curious. Curiosity is king. It's why children are so imaginative and they can't always sit still, because they're always asking questions. And combine that with play. Don't take the preparation stage, this first stage, too seriously. Play. In fact, put your mind in play mode. We even see large marketing firms doing this. They use Lego and Play-Doh to kind of play and really stimulate the juices, the creative juices inside of the mind. In fact, we engage in creative thought every time we experience something new. So don't let the constraints of society constrain your thinking. Learn something. You'll never become creative by knowing nothing. In fact, some of the most creative people in the world have the most amazing collection of books. And when you're going to learn something, take notes, either on your phone, a voice memo, take it down. If you're going to go to bed before you sleep or first thing in the morning, take notes. And learn a lot of things, because you don't know what's going to stick. Learn a wide variety of things. Learn career things, fun things, useful things, interesting things, things that make you happy, make you sad. Make a list of these things and then apply them to your idea or goal. Learn from experts. Experts is one of the best way, and someone's already learnt what you already want to know, and use them as your guide. Mimic them, absorb their knowledge, and accelerate your own knowledge by using them. Now, you don't have to find a mentor in person. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on courses. Everybody's a mentor now in some degree or another, but find one. And if you find one in person, absolutely incentivize them to go on your journey with you. Incentivize them to helping you, supporting you, and if possible, give back to them. One mentor per subject only. Nobody's a knowledge base of everything. Learn everything, but only use one mentor per subject. So that leads to stage 2 of the creative process. Stage 2 is the incubation stage. This is where you've learned all of the information that you feel like you can absorb, and you're now going to absorb it even greater and process that. I would say for me, this is perhaps the most important stage. And if we were to keep up with the analogy of baking, this is where you put your bread to one side to let it rise, let it prove, or your dish to marinade. This is going to bring out the quality and the depth of flavours. And incubation is no different. Just let it go. Don't obsess over it. Let it go, step back, incubate it, marinate, ferment inside of your mind, evolve inside of the back of the mind. And the important part of this is don't rush it. If we rush it or force it, nothing will happen. If you take your bread out too soon, it won't rise properly, and sauce won't taste as good if you quickly pour it into the salad. Be patient. Let it meander. Embrace the new direction that it takes inside of your mind. It's going to take, or it may take, weeks, it may take months, or it may take years. For some people it takes faster, other people it's shorter. One of the best ways is to even meditate. Close your eyes, enter your meditation with intent. Don't think about anything specifically. Think about it when you're running, or showering, or doing something which isn't taking your whole attention, but some of your attention. Your priority there is exercising or going in the shower or gardening, and it's not the thought itself, and maybe then this little spark will fire up inside your mind. It's a great method to allow it to marinate inside of your mind by just taking a shower, but go in there with some intent. Importantly, don't get frustrated if nothing new evolves. It's just simply you haven't given it enough time. And don't neglect revisiting stage 1. This is chronological to some extent, stage 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, but don't neglect going back. If you've learnt new and different things, look at your idea in different angles. It could change shape inside of your mind. My top tip, which is not shared a lot, is incubate your idea in other people's minds. It sounds a bit devious, but it's not. Share your idea. This idea of collaboration really accelerates your ideas. They don't have to be an expert on your subject. In fact, it's better if they're not an expert on your subject, because it means they can look at your idea in objective and new and more creative ways. And they're not restricted to a predetermined mould that you may have put inside of your own mind. Once it's marinated, this leads us to stage 3 of the creative process. This is the illumination or insight phase. Creativity is something that happens rather than something that we do. Now, this is the shortest and smallest phase, but it's one of the most important, and I'm sure I've said that on every single phase. But almost like enlightenment, if we would put this on a spirituality slant, please don't forgive me for being a little twee. You can't make it happen, but you can nurture it by placing yourself in the right environment, as outlined in phase 2. Surround yourself with the right creative stimulus. This is where the aha moment happens, the light bulb click, the answer to your creative question strikes. It'll probably happen when you're doing something not related to your idea, like I said, having a shower, as suggested in the incubation phase. But this will give you a thought or a prompt or suggestion to solve that little piece of the puzzle. Like I said, going into an activity with an intent allows the subconscious mind, which is what we're working on here for this incubation phase, to really focus its thoughts in the back of your mind. Don't do things which take up too much of your attention. Scrolling through Facebook you're seeing too much. Too much information is being absorbed. Do something light, like I said, running, jogging, swimming. Anything else will not give your subconscious mind the chance for it to be illuminated, to find that Eureka moment. And importantly, don't look for an idea if it isn't there. A phrase I heard which is beautiful: the idea is already sitting there. All you have to do is arrive at it. And once you arrive at it, you've arrived at stage 4 of the creative process. This is the evaluation stage. This is where we return to that original idea with new insight and energy and reflect on the initial concept and see if it aligns with your initial vision. This is where we can undertake market research. We can look at peer groups and ask others who have experience in the specific field we're thinking about, but equally so, those in different fields. They can all critique your idea objectively. There'll be flaws. There'll be some things that are amazing, some things that are not so good, and some things may have already been done before, but these other feedback are so critical for you. Some of the most creative people or companies are good at this stage, as they have many ideas. And they're really good at critiquing them objectively and not afraid to chuck some out which don't work or don't meet their requirements. Don't be afraid to fail. Discard the ones that won't work or up to scratch and invest your times in the ones that have more merit or value, and then re-incubate those. Don't discard them in 100%, re-incubate them. Let them marinate again in the back of your mind. And once you've critiqued these, this leads us to stage 5. And so we arrive at stage 5 of the creative process. This is known as the verification, the elaboration or execution stage. This is where we really shape and develop our ideas based on the feedback from our peers, our social group, our friends, our family, and this is where the hard work happens. This is where we create a prototype of the physical object, or advertising campaign, or song, or novel, or architectural design. This is where we take the bare bones of a piece of music and add production, add the vocals. In fact, Thomas Edison, an American inventor who of course famously invented the light bulb, he said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." It's this 5th and final stage where this 99% of perspiration happens. All of the other 4 stages is the work before the work. This is where all of that comes together and the real work begins. Whether it's writing a book, getting out them on the mixing desk, working with suppliers, fine-tuning prototypes, or bringing your product or idea to market. This is where you get the colours fine-tuned, the strap lines correct and more. This is where the hard work begins and the 99% perspiration happens. It's this stage that we finalise the idea and bring it to life and share it with the world. In summary, people often confuse creativity as that aha moment, that big light bulb going off in the mind, and in turn confuse that as an act. It's not an act, it's simply a state of being. The act, if we call it that, of creativity cannot be explained per se. As John Cleese says, it's not a talent, it's a way of operating. And what you have in these 5 stages is something of an operating manual. But remember that creativity is something that happens rather than something that we do. I wish you the best of luck on your creative journey and look forward to sharing more content with you again. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.